everyone, in this video I'll be teaching you an online puzzle that I found. You can see in this position that white has 2 queens for 6 rooks. This is overpowering because 4 rooks is enough for 2 queens to handle, but there are 6. This is too strong, but there is a way to block out all the rooks and to win the game from here. So let's go over all the main steps. And the key points that we are using are the pin and perpetual check. The perpetual check is where you keep delivering checks. In this first variation, we play queen to a8 with check. You can't play rook d to c6 because queen to d7 is checkmate. Going back, what happens if you block with this rook? If you block with this rook, with the rook c to c6, then it is not possible for this queen to come down to give check over to this square. Instead, you have to keep giving check with this queen. So queen to a5 with check. Rook 6 to c5. And now we have queen to b7 with check. You cannot play this move, rook 6 to c5, because queen to b7 with check, and now we have rook to c6, and now we have queen to d8, and this is checkmate. In this position, you need to block with this rook, rook to c5. Then we have queen to a2. You don't want to block with this rook because then white can keep going around the grid. White won't win though, but this will be annoying for you. You want to finish off the game as black. So you want to block with this rook, rook c to c4. And you can see in this position, this queen can't deliver any more checks. The point as white, you want to deliver the perpetual check. But you can't. There is only one square to go to, and that is a5. This a5 square, with queen to a5 with check, this rook will go on and block again. And you have to keep giving check with queen to a2 with check, rook to c4, queen to a5 with check, and rook to c5, rook 4 to c5, and queen to a2, and this would be a draw by threefold repetition. So now we know that the move queen to a8 did not work for us. Instead, let's try something different. In this variation, we're going to go with queen to b7 with check, rook to c6. And have you noticed something? When we played queen to b7 with check, this rook can't block because of the pin. In this trap, we're using the pin and perpetual check. And you can notice only one piece can block, which is rook to c6. Queen to a4 with check, rook to c5. Queen to b3 with check, rook to c4. And have you noticed there is a pattern? The rooks are shifting in a clockwise direction. This means, is there a pattern? And it seems like there could be a win to way. That there is a way to win as white. So we're using the pin in this position, and we're giving perpetual checks with queen to d2 with check, rook to d4. So you can see only one of the rooks can block. Queen to f3 with check, and only this rook on e5 can block. So rook to e4 and queen to g5 with check. Now we have reached the position where you have to push this pawn forwards to win the game. e5, queen to f7 with check, rook to e6, and now we have queen to d8. Let's speed things up because we're going in a rotation. Now, we rotate. We have pushed the pawn forwards, So this pawn has been pushed. Now, let's go for one more repetition. And now, can you notice? This pawn cannot do anything about it. This rook cannot block. This rook is under the pin by the queen. This would be checkmate. This is checkmate because you cannot block anyhow. So this is all over for white. So in this position, remember, the important move to play is queen to b7 with check, because you use the tactic with the perpetual check and the pin. So the pin is being used here and the perpetual check. So we're going to keep giving checks from this angle. Then both queens will shift in an anti-clockwise direction and the rooks will shift in a clockwise direction. So let's go back. If we played queen to a8, then this wouldn't work, because then you move the rook to c6, and that would be a blunder as black. Then this queen would come over into the action to d7, and it would be checkmate. But if black knows to play the right moves after queen to a8, this will be losing for white. So this is what black should play. Rook c to c6, and this queen can only do something. This queen can't do anything at all. That's why, when this queen is on the other side of the board, it's very important to get this queen into the action to start with, because then this queen can coordinate with the other queen and create a beautiful checkmate. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video on the online puzzle that I found. Please remember to like and subscribe, and do check out my previous video of Otto Blaffy, the puzzle that he composed in 1922. Do check that out over here. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.